going to be building a secret deep woods gaming setup by this lake here so I can play some PlayStation while I try catch a catfish for my very first catch and cook. In my experience, catching a catfish from the shore can take all day. So why not get some solid hours of video gaming in while I wait for a fish to show up? Also, I have this deep desire to be able to catch and cook a fish myself, you know, in case there ever comes a time when I actually need to do that. In my last video, I tried really hard to catch a catfish, but I could only do it with the help of a pro who basically did everything except reeling the fish in. This time, I want to catch the catfish myself. Dude, fishing, wilderness, video games, no dog stealing my socks for half a day. How hard can it be? Oh God. It's about half a mile down this little tiny forest track to the secret secluded fishing spot. But so far it kind of just feels like I'm following a trail of shotgun shells into the forest. When I say that out loud, that doesn't exactly sound like a good idea. If a man with a shotgun finds me walking this PlayStation in the woods, well, he definitely has the power to become the new owner of this PlayStation. Joke's on him though, because please don't mug me in the woods.
I followed Buckshot Alley for about 10 minutes and it led me to this. And I seem to have it all to myself.
Ew. Ooh, look at the shells. Huh. Oh, crickets. Right there. Okay, let me explain how this gaming setup is gonna work. The PlayStation is gonna hang about here. The TV is gonna hang about here, which means my fishing rod can go about here. That's the basic plan anyway, but first I gotta bury my PlayStation and TV underground. Digging is hard. I need to hide this gaming setup until tomorrow. You see, I'm planning a surprise for my mate Gaddy. He's coming out here tomorrow on one of his precious few days off. He's a parent with a new kid, he's got a mortgage, high pressure job, the whole shebang. Gaddy doesn't know we're building this gaming setup tomorrow. He thinks we're just coming out here for a first catch and cook, which we are doing, but we're also gonna surprise Gaddy with a day of fishing and gaming as, you know, like a way of saying thanks Gaddy for helping me out with all these videos that you guys watch. Sometimes I feel like I don't think through my ideas all the way. What would you do if you found a man digging a hole in the woods and he told you he was just burying his TV and PlayStation? Would you believe him? I wouldn't.
Now to bury my PlayStation. I can tell you that none of this felt right. This felt like a good idea when I came up with it, but in this moment, it felt like a stupid idea.
Please don't try this at home. It's way too much work. I meant to wrap the TV and the PlayStation box in like a protective something, like a trash bag, but I forgot them, so those boxes are just going in there raw.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think through this idea all the way.
Pretty good.
I at least remembered to mark the locations of the TV and PlayStation on a map that I'd brought.
Dude, I couldn't be a pirate.
And finally, I set some fish traps to hopefully catch us some live bait for tomorrow.
You know what I just realized? That if like a bear or a pack of wolves comes out here, pretty much cornered. I'm gonna bring bear spray tomorrow. Now all we gotta do is hope that no one comes here and steals our deep woods lakeside fishing gaming setup, or that it rains tonight, or that the lake rises tonight, which it sometimes does, but we'll see. All right, Slender, you watch out for any thieves tonight, okay? I'll do my best, man.
Oh, the next day.
Let's go fishing!
You going catfishing?
We drove an hour and a half to the secret forest and started down Buckshot Alley.
Don't worry too much about all these shotgun shells. There's a lot of them on the trail.
When we finally came across Slender standing 8 feet tall, Gaddy didn't even notice him, which, if it was an 8-foot tall animal hunting us, that'd be slightly concerning. Are there animals? Grizzly bears. Grizzly bears are 8 foot tall. I forgot the bear spray. Eventually we made it out to the point, and on our way I could tell that nothing had dug up the TV or the PlayStation. So far so good. All Gaddy knows is that we're trying to catch a catfish so we can cook it up and eat it, and that I set some bait traps to help us catch this catfish. We'll start with the fishing and then surprise Gaddy with the PlayStation. I don't know if you know my history with bait traps, but somehow I set them up so that the fish can swim in and then leave whenever they want. So I wasn't expecting much from this first trap.
It looks like it's been pushed up. That's definitely not where I left it. Oh, dude! Look at that! I was not expecting that at all. How do we keep them alive? I guess just keep them in there?
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing. Oh my God, we got lost. Come here. Oh, you ain't getting lost yet, son. I guess I'm just gonna leave them like half in the water.
I have no idea if this is how you keep bait fish alive.
So I got this map that shows like all the depths.
Wait, what the f is that?
Oh yeah, you missed that. There's like Slender Man guarding our trail.
Oh, you like had it out there? I just like wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he's like 8 foot tall and you just missed it. So we're like way out here. It's almost an island.
Am I one of the
spots.
X's?
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna bury you. No, just,
Nice save, Rowan.
I think we need to like literally be fishing almost halfway out there.
That's
like
a long cast.
It's about a 340-foot cast, to be more specific.
I don't know if you saw in the last video, but we're gonna use my drone to like fly the bait out there and then release it in the water.
Much easier than. Yeah, how many times has the drone survived when you've done this?
First time I did it, as I was releasing the drone, I like let it go and the propellers came down a bit and like almost nicked my fingers.
Wow.
Have you ever flown a drone outside of what you and I did?
Nope, just crash them every single time. Well, there was like,
Roll a replay.
it like won't turn off. Wait.
Get it.
While I was setting the drone up, Gaddy went out to pick his bait fish.
How do they feel?
Very slippery. Oh look, I caught something.
Biggest
See, the
fish
problem
today.
with having you think if a catfish gets them, it'll taste like the Voodoo Heat chips I was eating? Because I ate the chips and I touched the bait fish. Whoa, do you see that?
Something going after him?
Yeah.
He might just be making his last stand.
He might be dead. Yeah, somebody got him.
Oh, someone already took him?
Yeah.
Gaddy got a new bait fish because the drone was ready to fly.
Don't let me drive that thing because it's going to go straight in the water.
So I gave Gaddy the safety launch helmet.
Dude, looks good at the hat.
Yeah.
He rigged up his live bait,
Yeah, I reckon that's good. Sorry, buddy. This is your life now. Release the bail.
and then I mentally prepared myself for liftoff.
This is the bit that always makes me nervous. This is the bit where you almost cut your fingers.
I hope I'm not the one to tell you this first, but it's probably not a good idea to launch drones with your nose. With the launch complete, it was just smooth sailing. At least, that's what I thought.
You ever seen a rig like that before? Let me get the drone looking down so I can maybe see the fish. Dude, look at the fish just flopping around in there. Where do you want it? You gotta direct me.
Is this like a claw machine?
Yeah. Do you see the unlock button?
Yeah.
Only when you want it to drop. Okay, I might actually go down a bit so the fish isn't dropping like.
I tried to bring the drone down closer to the water so the fish didn't have to drop that far, but the drone kept detecting the bobber flopping below it as an obstacle, so it didn't want to move down. And when I forced it to go down, it put itself into land mode. Since the drone was getting away from me, Gaddy called an audible and let that fish drop.
Perfect shot. Dude, that was excellent. And now just, you're fishing.
Does anyone know how high a bait fish can drop and still be, live bait? Gaddy got set up and waited for something to snatch his bait fish.
Man, I'm just thrilled that we caught these fish. I wonder if I shoot a BB at your bobber, it'll start a feeding frenzy.
I think that tends to scare the fish away.
Nothing bit his bait for some reason, but I forgot to tell him how hard it is to cast bait using a bait caster.
Oh man, this thing got all tangled.
The spool.
Yeah.
Here's the thing you learn the hard way.
And just as I was trying to sound like an actual fisherman while showing Gaddy how to untangle a bird's nest,
When you're casting, put your thumb on the... Holy crap.
something tried to snatch Gaddy's bait right on the shore, way closer than I expected the fish to be. I don't know a whole lot about fishing, but I do know that you fish where there are fish.
Oh, that one just got out.
So I decided to join Gaddy fishing right off the shore.
Catch me a big catfish, I'll let you go. That was terrible. Imagine being live bait and then realizing that you're live bait for a novice. Did I just cast right over your line? Alright, that's where it's at.
After those embarrassing casts, just like during a quiet moment in conversation with your girlfriend's whole family, you accidentally fart, I decided to leave the scene of the crime.
So far, it doesn't look like anything's dug up the TV and the flip station, so that's going well. I didn't put any thing to protect the boxes that the PlayStation and the TV are in against
water getting in, like moisture. It was pretty cold this morning, so I'm hoping that all the components inside the PlayStation and the TV aren't just like dripping wet and destroyed. But we'll find out, I guess. I'm waiting for the fishing to get like a little bit boring so that when I surprise Gaddy, he's gonna be a bit more thrilled that we have a gaming setup out here.
Oh shit.
Okay, where did I leave this fish trap? Okay, big money, big money, big money. Oh, dude. Yes. Look at them all. Can you see them? Ah, fish juice in my eye. But remember, Gaddy's a man of great emotion, so make sure you're sitting down and not holding any hot liquids when we surprise him. We got some more fish.
Nice.
My plan was going to plan. That's not it. You look pretty dead, buddy. Anyway, the fishing was pretty boring.
Yeah.
This was the most exciting thing that happened.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I decided it was time for a good old treasure hunt. There's another thing I didn't tell you. On this map here, I don't know if you can see these two little X's here. There's some secret treasure buried.
All right.
And handily enough, there's a spade behind one of these trees. Yeah. As a logical man, you might like look for places that look like they've been dug up recently. But that's up to you.
Why, did I pass one already? Dug up recently. I see a couple boot prints here.
Wait.
Dude, he could have killed the PlayStation.
Maybe just dig like they're landmines. Just like slowly excavate, just in case. I probably should have told you that before you started digging. Also, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but we definitely shouldn't stand on top of that pile.
Ah,
Wait, did you find something? Yes.
it doesn't make the like ting ting. Has this been out here?
All night.
My first thing was just like,
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that. I got really scared. We've already shot that PlayStation. It doesn't need a...
It could have like literally just been like, crunch.
We were getting pretty close to seeing if the PlayStation survived the night, but there was a lot of rocks that just fell inside the PlayStation box. Okay, so that's one part. Now you gotta find the other part.
All right.
While Gaddy was trying to find the last piece of treasure, all I kept thinking was, is it okay for rocks to get inside your PlayStation? Didn't you always want to be an investigator, Gaddy?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
What gave it away? Yeah, definitely be careful where you step. I would not go any further there.
Maybe it's where this like hastily placed branch is. Just chilling out.
What treasure did ye plunder?
Oh, it's a TV.
Yeah. It's everything we need to play PlayStation out here while we wait for fish to not show up. Hold on to your butts, folks. Here comes Gaddy's big reaction to the surprise wilderness gaming setup we prepared for him.
All right.
I just realized while editing this video that I never actually told Gaddy that this day of fishing and surprise gaming was like a thank you for him helping me out with other videos in the past. So I guess his reaction's kind of understandable. Well, if you're watching, Gaddy, now you know. Also, massive shout out to everyone that subscribed and took me from 200 subscribers to 5,000 subscribers. You did this. You're a part of this. Anyway, I told Gaddy the idea was to hang the TV from a tree to give us some cover. You know, if this were a situation where we needed to keep the wilderness gaming setup hidden from bandits. Do you think it's doable?
Yep.
Ow.
Like thorns.
Yeah, just some thorns. The first step is to get the rope the TV will hang from over one of these high up branches. All right, try throw that over.
Oh no, missed it.
Big money. But once Gaddy got the rope over a solid branch. Nice. Now we'll see if this actually survived the night. We said about hanging the TV. Dude, I was definitely worried about this part since, you know, the TV could go smash. How do you tie a clove hitch? I don't even know if that's the name of a knot. Oh, I guess I should lift it rather than letting you pull it. Hanging the TV went well, like suspiciously well.
Shabby work right there, but it'll hold.
No, that's great. I guess I'm just so used to my plans backfiring spectacularly that I was just waiting patiently for whatever terrible thing was about to happen.
I don't think any dirt got in the PlayStation.
Even when we were tying the PlayStation to that burnt stump, the PlayStation only almost fell over.
Dude, look at that. Now we see if it actually works. 98% battery. Where's the remote? Oh, thank goodness.
I pointed the remote at the TV, and there was a sign of life.
Ooh, we got life.
But just from the TV. I should probably say that this TV takes forever to turn on, which, if you're trying to figure out if your PlayStation is dead or not, doesn't really help with your nerves. And then I turned the PlayStation on, and nothing happened for a while. In this moment, I was thinking, this was such a bad idea. I'm gonna feel so stupid when I have to tell my friends why I can't game anymore. Who buries a PlayStation in the forest? Dang it. Looks like we might be having a funeral for my PlayStation. Probably have to dig another hole again. Dang it. But then I heard one of the sweetest sounds I think I've ever heard in the forest. I think I was in a mild state of shock. How had my plan worked? I was so in my head that I forgot to say anything to the camera. I'm not an actor, but this is a crude reenactment of what was going on inside my head. There was one problem with my plan. I forgot to buy a second controller.
Hey, yeah, man.
So, while Gaddy played survival fishing on the PlayStation, I played real-life fishing.
Hell yeah, rainbow trout.
Yeah, on his first cast.
Yeah.
While I didn't get a single bite. So, I left my rod fishing, and while Gaddy was playing in the video game wilderness, I decided to fly my drone around the actual wilderness. But it quickly turned into stalking Gaddy with the drone.
Oh no. It's like right behind me.
And then Gaddy tapped me into play. And with the sun peeking over the top of that hanging TV, I launched that game that Gaddy was playing earlier, Fish Cry 5, which is essentially a game about fishing while bad guys and wild animals hunt you. The other name for this game is Far Cry 5. They say being in nature by the water is good for your soul, which I know is true, but add to that playing on your PlayStation, which up until very recently you thought was dead. Well, that's a new core memory right there. Playing a video game about surviving in the wilderness while we were in the wilderness surviving, sort of. It was simply an honor to be one of the few humans in the history of everything to have experienced this. There's a small chance I'm addicted to video games. But then I realized I'd accidentally turned this day of fishing and gaming with my friend Gaddy into a video game itself. I mean, I had a map that led us to collect items for our mission. Slender was guarding our spot for some reason. Setting up the PlayStation was just like a side quest. It was a mini game that was distracting us from the real mission. So, instead of fake fishing in a video game by myself, I decided to put down the controller and go fishing in real life with my mate Gaddy, so we can complete this catch and cook mission co-op style. Life, I guess, is just a video game, but set to the very hardest, most realistic setting, which means you don't always catch a 27-pound fish on your first cast.
Was this out here all night?
But if you share it with mates, sometimes it doesn't matter what you catch.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And even though this spot wasn't providing any fish for our catch and cook,
Oh, there he is.
I had a plan B, where we'd easily be able to complete our cook and catch. Plan Benihana, they cook and you catch.
Oh no!
Next video, I'm not stopping until I complete my very first catch and cook. If you want to see me suffer through that, subscribe.